Hey YouTube, my name is Stephen Othony, and I'm here to call you out because I know that you clicked on this video for one of two reasons. If you clicked on this video because you recognize one of the album covers in the thumbnail and you want to hear me talk about an album that you like, you can skip to because I put the timestamps in the description, so you can skip to it on the little, what is it? It's like the line. It tells you where you are in the video. I don't know what it's called, but you can click on it and go to the one that you're looking for. Yeah, there. But if you clicked on this because you're a fan of my work and you want to see what this video entails, then you can watch the whole video, or if you're just here for the announcement that I was talking about in the post, I put a timestamp for that too, and you can skip here to the end. So yeah, do that, and let's get started. So yeah, like I said in the title, it's a great year for music. There's a lot of artists that I enjoy that either have released music this year or will release music later this year, and I'm going to talk about most of them. I have 3 albums that have come out already that I enjoy and I want to talk about, and there's 3 albums coming out later this year that I am really excited for. So let's start with albums that are out already that I enjoy. Sarah and the Sundays. So they put out an album super early this year called Like a Damn Dog, and I have been waiting for this album for way too long. I started following this band when they put out their second album, The Living End, like around that time in 2021. I really enjoyed the album. It was great. And then they released the deluxe version the following year that I really enjoyed. And then I was thinking, right, by the time 2023 and 2024 came around, they need to release something new that isn't a deluxe. As much as I love the deluxe, they needed something fresh. And that's when Cease came out, which is a song off of Like a Damn Dog. It was really good, and I was like, all right, this is it. They gotta be coming out with something new. And a couple months later, they come out with something new. They drop Skin and Bone with the same picture, and I'm like, dude, that's it. That's the album cover. We're getting an album. 2024, Sarah and the Sundays, finally. 3 years after, I say 3 years. I don't know if I count the deluxe. 3 years after The Living End comes out, they're dropping a new album. And then months went by. The Q came out. And then more months went by. New Year came around. And then Policy came out. And then they announced the album dropping in February. So it's been a long journey waiting for this album. And I'm happy that it came out as good as it did. Let me look at this track list real quick. All right, so the Q is great. Afterlife's pretty good. Casanova's fantastic. Pipe Down is better than I expected it to be. Sweet Tooth is okay. You Must Be Tired is pretty good. Crystal Ball, oh my goodness, one of my top 5 songs of the year. Honestly, Crystal Ball is so good. I heard a little bit on a TikTok live that they did, and it's just way better than I expected. And then, of course, the transition into Looking Dead at the Function was fantastic. Skin and Bone, Policy, and Cease we've heard already. And then let me tell you, there's one thing I'm disappointed about, and it's not even a big deal. I really wanted a full version of High Tide on this album, and I thought they had renamed it to Ignore Me, but I was disappointed when Ignore Me wasn't High Tide. However, Ignore Me is pretty damn good, and it's the best album closer that they've had. Better than High Tide, better than The Living End, and better than, is it Ruby Fields? No, it's Growing Pains. Oh yeah, way better than Growing Pains in my opinion. And then yeah, so that was a pretty good album. I'm trying to think. Is it their best work? I think no, but it's up there. It's like right by it. I don't know if I could pick between Like a Damn Dog and The Living End, but it's definitely up there. So yeah, definitely something I've been waiting on for a while, and now that it's here, I'm super happy about it. So yeah, I'd say that was pretty good. Phoneboy is a band that I've liked since their first release, or their first album back in 2021. Another band I started following back then. And in my opinion, their quality did this. They've released 3 albums now, and their quality did this. It was like this: first album, second album, third album. Heartbreak Designer is such a good album. I really like it. I like what they've done with the production. It's such an improvement from their other work. I like the new vocalist that they have. She's pretty cool. But yeah, I think front to back, I like every song except for maybe OMG. And the closing track was pretty disappointing in my opinion. but every other song is great. Heartbreak Designer, the title track, might be my favorite, followed very closely by like On and Hung Up. Oh, Better Than You wasn't fantastic either, but like I said, other than those three songs, freaking fantastic album. The best, definitely the best thing that they've put out, and yeah, it's got me excited because like they went on a real upward trajectory with this album, and I'm curious to see if they keep with that, which would still be cool, or if they improve in the next couple of years. So I think that's really cool. And then, of course, starting last year, I dove into the emo genre a little bit, and I found Origami Angel, and that was like my start into the emo genre. And I really liked the album that they put out last year, and so I went to their concert in Boston, and then that's when I heard Arm's Length for the first time, and I really liked what they did at that show. So I listened to their music, and Never Before Seen, Never Again Found by them is one of the best albums I've heard in a while, topped by their most recent release, There's a Whole World Out There. It exceeded my expectations. Like I knew it was going to be good, but it was like really good. Like the other couple albums I was talking about, there are a couple weak songs. Oh no. If there's any Arms Length fans watching this video, I am so sorry for what I'm about to say. But I think the only songs that I dislike on this album are Early Onset and Morning Person. And that's a steamy take because a lot of what I've seen talking about this album, people those are their favorites. Like Morning Person is the band's favorite, which that's awesome. And Early Onset is like everyone's favorite. A lot of people like Early Onset, but my favorite's Palinopsia, that one, track 5, my favorite. This is super introspective, way more flowy than the last album. Like all the songs feel like they belong together. And that's not to say like the last album the songs didn't, but this album I feel it more. And yeah, I like all the songs. My issue with early onset is the guitar part throws me off a little bit because it goes back and forth between like is this finger picking and strumming. And I feel like the transition between those two things aren't solid. It's something I'm working on myself, so I don't know if it's like a technique thing or if it's just the writing itself. But for me, it doesn't work that well. But then the second half of the song is fantastic. I see what a lot of people are saying about it. And then Morning Person is one that I was worried about when I first noticed that the song was going to be 7 minutes long. When you have a song that's that long, you don't want it to drag on for too long. And unfortunately, I feel like this one does. I feel like it just goes on for way too long. So I'm sorry to say that, but the rest of the album's fantastic. I guess the first half of Morning Person is really good. I just feel like it could have ended sooner than it did. And then the guitar line at the end being the same as the guitar line from track 1 is pretty cool. I was really interested to see what they did because they did something really cool with their first album where the ending bit of Dirge was the beginning bit of Overture, and that was really cool. So I was interested to see what they did here, and I think they did a nice job with it. So yeah, that's it. I think it's a really good album, and that's all I really got to say about it. So yeah, great job. Okay, now I'm going to get into some albums that I'm excited for. So first off, I think I'm going to talk about Songs for the Spine by the Royston Club. Ironically, they're dropping this album on the same day that they dropped The Patch Where Nothing Grows last year, and I only have that committed to memory because it's my mom's birthday. They're dropping this album, so that's how you know it's going to be good. But yeah, I think there's something, I don't know what it is. I feel like they're taking a turn in like their sound with this album. I can't pinpoint it, but it sounds different than their first album. So far, all 3 songs are fantastic. I think Glued to the Bed is my favorite out so far. Patch was fantastic when I heard it. Shivers, the first half is a little weak, but the second half is like steals the show. So it's like the second half of Shivers is better than the rest of what I've heard off this album, but the first half is worse than the rest of what I've heard off this album. So it's a nice balance with that song. And then Glued to the Bed is overall just fantastic. And then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs that they haven't released yet that they're going to release when the album drops. Crowbar Carried, 3020 Spinning, Through the Cracks, which I've heard online in like a live show. Curses and Spit, and The Ballad of Glenn Campbell. So I'm really excited. It's 10 tracks, which is a little short for my liking, but I think it's gonna bang nonetheless. So yeah, that's coming out in August. Super excited about that. But not long after that, another British band that I really enjoy, probably one of my favorite bands of all time, is dropping another album this year called Buck. Yeah, this is Red Rum Club dropping a new album, and I'm excited. I'm really excited for it because they're going really Western with this style, and they've always been like Western sounding, but they're really pushing it with this one. American Nights and English Mornings is the only song out off of it, but it's really good. And I heard Buck online as well at the Aintree show that they did. That's pretty good too. Maybe not as good as American Nights, but it's still a banger. And then they got they got a few other songs, and one that they got on here is called Vanilla Alt Mix. I'm really curious about that one because Vanilla is a single that they released a while ago, and it's one of my favorite songs by them. And I'm really curious about how that one's different. If it's better than the original or if it's worse than the original, we'll see. And then yeah, we got Crush Texas as a interesting opener. Taste, uh, American Nights, Buck, Call Me on Your Come Down, Trouble in the Neighborhood, Wild, Vanilla All Mix, as I talked about, Animal, Wish I Was Here, and Someone's Baby Isn't Coming Home. So yeah, another thing I noticed is the last album that they put out last year is called Western Approaches, and I feel like that's like a prelude to this album because if that's Western Approaches, this is like Western Arrives. So that's really cool. I think they're doing a nice job with this new, not really new genre or new style because it doesn't sound much different than their old stuff, but this new, they're leaning into it more, and I think I really enjoy that. I'm not really good at talking about music. I'm kind of, yeah, I'm just not really good at that. And of course, the last album that I'm going to be talking about today is Lovesick by the Happy Fits. And oh my gosh, is this like my most anticipated album of the year by far. There's so much to love about it. The two songs that they release are absolutely spectacular. The new band members are doing absolutely great with what they're doing. It's 15 tracks, which is like the ideal number for an album, in my opinion. And yeah, the Happy Fits have done a lot of great things in the past. And let me just go over their old work. The EP is pretty good. Concentrate is arguably their best album. That's tough to say because What Could Be Better is pretty good too. Both of them are like pretty side by side. Under the Shade of Green was, I feel like they went too far in a direction that I wasn't a big fan of. But oh my god, with Lovesick, they're bringing it back. Everything You Do is amazing. Cruel Power is top five Happy Fits songs of all time. I don't know where it is there. I'm not gonna like rank all of their songs, but Cruel Power is just so good. And then they're probably gonna be releasing a song a month until the album comes out. So I'm excited to see what other singles they release and how they sound. But I've also heard some snippets on their Instagram. They're pretty good too. I'm super excited. I heard "Do You See Me." I think it's "Do You See Me" that they put out on a Instagram reel, and it was just really good. And there was another one. Oh, Superior. I heard a little bit of that one. When Calvin, the front man, was like showing it to the other bandmates, and it sounds so sweet and powerful, and that might end up being my favorite. But I haven't heard the rest of it. My biggest worry for the album though is both Everything You Do and Cruel Power have female vocals, which is good because they're new, and it's nice to show off what they can do. But for both songs, they really only shine in the bridge, and I really hope that that's not the case for the whole album, which I'm sure it isn't. We only have two songs out of 15, but maybe they're holding them back, so when the album comes out, we can be even more like that much more impressed. But for right now, they could be. I think they could benefit from having more main parts, if that makes sense. Not like the bridge isn't a main part, but I mean like it isn't. Oh, and the first F bomb on Cruel Power by the Happy Fits, by the way, goes so incredibly hard. Um, F bombs are either super unnecessary or they go crazy, and this one goes crazy. They drop it 3 times in this song, I think, and that's huge for them. I followed them since 2020, 2021. So yeah, I followed a lot of these bands like in 2021. I don't think I listened to a lot of music before then, but yeah, super excited for Lovesick. Um, Definitely most anticipated, and yeah. Okay, so the time has come. I posted about a week ago, like exactly a week ago, saying I have an announcement to make in this video, and that is the case. So I do have an announcement of my own. So for a while now, since like January, I've been releasing original songs or videos of me singing my original songs, and I've gotten a couple comments, not a lot, because like I'm super small, but a couple people have commented saying that I should be releasing my own music, and I couldn't agree more. So with that said, I am gonna be releasing my own music soon, um, because I have an EP coming out this month. Boom. This month, an EP coming out June 27th. The EP is called A Night to Myself. This this is the album art for it. I've been working on it for like a few weeks now and trying to find a sound that I like, and I think I finally found it. It's such a long time coming. Finally putting out music that I'm proud of, and yeah, June 27th it comes out. You can follow me on X at Stephen Othony. I'll be dropping the pre-save link. I'll be dropping it on YouTube too. But yeah, uh, yay! It's got 4 songs on it. Uh, a song about starting over, a song called Evelyn, which I've posted on here already, a song about a party, and a song about stage fright. And that's it. It's a prelude to more music that I plan to release later this year. So this isn't the only thing I'm doing. Like it's a great year for music, at least for me. Yeah, so a big reason why I decided to talk about all these bands is the music that I'm putting out. A lot of the writing and the style was inspired by these band these bands that I talked about. It's flipped. This is my right side. Inspired by these bands that I've been talking about, and I'm just really happy that I could draw all this inspiration and come up with something that I think sounds great and I am super proud of. So, yeah, currently working on more music, but while both you and I are waiting, here's the EP. It comes out in 2 weeks and it's called A Night to Myself. And I'm probably not going to stop talking about it until it comes out. I will in videos. Like, this is the only video I'm going to talk about it. But, like, on social media, I'm going to get annoying. So I'm sorry in advance. But, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Super excited about the EP. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your night.